Hello, my dear friends, and welcome back to English in Fluency, the special place where we explore powerful ideas to help you grow your confidence, truly improve your English, and think deeply about life at the same time. I am Alex, and I am truly delighted you've chosen to join me today for this important conversation. Whether you are listening while walking outside in the fresh air, driving your car through busy city streets, cooking a delicious meal for your family, or just relaxing quietly at home with your headphones on, I want to say a big and sincere thank you for taking this precious moment for yourself. In this podcast, our goal is always to talk about learning English in a way that is easy to understand, fun, and genuinely useful for you in your everyday life. And today, we have a very important topic that I know many of you think about constantly and wish for deeply. How to improve your English speaking so it feels natural and smooth. Achieving true fluency. This is a dream for so many learners, a shining goal that sometimes feels far away. But today, we are going to make it feel much more achievable, much closer to your grasp. I know that many of you dream of speaking English easily and smoothly, without much effort, almost like your first language, where words simply flow. And sometimes, it might feel like reaching that goal is very difficult, almost out of reach, like climbing a very tall, steep mountain. You may find yourself thinking, why can't I speak quickly and without hesitation like others? Or, why do I always stop and think so much before I say anything, making the conversation awkward and slow? Or, why do I feel so nervous and shy when I talk in English, even when I know the words in my head? If you have ever asked yourself these questions, please do not worry. You are absolutely not alone in these feelings. Many English learners around the world feel the exact same way, experiencing these common frustrations and moments of doubt. But here's the truly good news. The message of hope I want to share with you today. A message that can fundamentally change your perspective. You can learn to speak English fluently. Yes, you really can. It is a skill that can be developed with the right approach, consistent effort, and a little bit of bravery. And in today's comprehensive episode, I am going to help you understand exactly how, step by step, you can achieve this natural flow in your English speaking, transforming your communication. First, let's truly understand what it means to speak English fluently. Does it mean speaking incredibly fast, like a machine, rushing through every sentence without taking a breath? Trying to keep up with someone who has spoken English their whole life? No, not at all. That's a common misunderstanding, a myth that can actually hold you back. Fluency means expressing your thoughts and ideas smoothly, without stopping too much, without long, awkward pauses that break the flow of conversation and make it difficult for others to follow your ideas. It means being able to share what you think and feel in English without fear and without too much hesitation. Allowing your personality to shine through your words. And guess what? You do not need perfect grammar, and you do not need to use very big or complicated words to be fluent. Fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being comfortable and confident when you speak. Allowing your ideas to flow freely from your mind to your mouth, even if you make small errors along the way. These small errors are part of the journey. But I know many of you struggle with this. Perhaps you know a lot of English words. You've studied them carefully from books and apps, but when it's time to speak, you feel stuck, as if your mind goes empty and you can't access what you know. Maybe you understand English perfectly when you read a book or listen to a podcast, grasping every detail and nuance. But when it's your turn to talk, your mind goes blank, and you cannot find the words you need, even simple ones, right when you need them. Perhaps you feel deeply afraid of making mistakes, and that fear completely stops you from speaking at all, keeping you silent and preventing your growth. Does this sound like you? If yes, then please, do not worry, my friend. This podcast is here to help you. Today, I am going to share powerful and simple tips that will help you improve your fluency. I will tell you what works and what doesn't, what common difficulties to avoid, and how you can practice every day to speak more smoothly and confidently. And the best part? You do not need to live in an English-speaking country to improve. You can do it from anywhere in the world, right where you are, using the resources around you and the power of your own consistent practice, and I will tell you exactly how. So, are you ready to take your English speaking skills to the next level? To truly unlock your voice and speak with ease and confidence? Stay with me till the end of this podcast because I have some really helpful and transformative tips for you. Insights that can change your entire learning journey and your relationship with English. By the end of this episode, you will feel more confident, more motivated, and more ready to practice English in a new, more effective way. All right, let's begin our exciting journey to English fluency. Let's unlock your English potential together. Fluency is truly one of the most important skills in English speaking, often considered the ultimate goal for learners, the shining light at the end of the tunnel that everyone strives for. But what does fluency truly mean? Beyond just a word or a simple dictionary definition, many English learners mistakenly think that fluency means speaking incredibly fast, like a machine, trying to keep up with people who have spoken English their whole lives, without any pauses or hesitations. However, this is not true at all. Fluency does not mean speaking quickly. In fact, sometimes speaking too fast can make you less clear. Instead, fluency means expressing your ideas smoothly, allowing your words to flow without long, unnatural pauses or too much hesitation. When you are fluent, you can share your ideas easily and clearly, without struggling to find words or construct sentences in your head. You do not need to stop and think too much about every single grammar rule, or desperately search for every word before you speak. Even if you make small mistakes, which is perfectly normal and happens to everyone, even native speakers, you keep talking without fear or hesitation. A person who is truly fluent communicates with confidence and does not worry too much about being absolutely perfect in every single sentence they utter. Imagine two people talking to each other. The first person, let's call her Ilara, speaks very slowly, searching for words in her mind and stopping many times, making the conversation feel a bit difficult and slow, like a car stopping and starting repeatedly in traffic. The second person, Rohan, speaks naturally, making a few small mistakes here and there, perhaps a wrong verb tense or a slightly misplaced word, but continuing to talk without fear or long pauses, keeping the conversation flowing easily and engagingly. Who do you think sounds more fluent and easy to understand? Clearly, it's Rohan. This illustrates a crucial point. Fluency is about communication, about connecting with others, about sharing your message effectively and clearly, not about achieving grammatical perfection in every single detail. When learning English, you may often hear two important words that sound similar but are distinct and represent different aspects of your language ability: fluency and accuracy. Many learners get confused between these two, thinking they are the same thing, but they are not. They represent different parts of how well you use the language. Fluency is about expressing yourself smoothly, easily, and without long pauses. A person who is fluent can talk without stopping too much, even if they make small grammar mistakes or occasionally choose words that are not perfectly precise. Their main goal is to keep the conversation moving forward, to maintain the flow of communication. Accuracy, on the other hand, is about speaking correctly, using the right grammar, the right vocabulary, and the correct sentence structure. A person who focuses on accuracy speaks very carefully, making fewer mistakes, but sometimes speaking more slowly because they are being very careful with every word. Almost like walking on eggshells, trying not to break anything. Imagine you are learning to drive a car. Fluency is like driving confidently on the road, moving smoothly through traffic, changing lanes easily. Even if you don't know every single traffic rule perfectly by heart, you can get from one place to another without stopping. Accuracy, then, is like knowing every single traffic rule perfectly, understanding every sign and signal, but driving very slowly and cautiously, perhaps even stopping frequently at green lights, because you are too careful, afraid to make any mistake. Both are important for safe and effective driving, just as both are important in English for clear and effective communication. However, if your main goal is to communicate well in English, to have real conversations and connect with people, fluency should be your first and primary goal. It allows you to engage and participate. Now, should you only focus on fluency and completely forget about accuracy? No, not at all. Fluency and accuracy should go together, like two friends walking hand in hand, supporting each other and making each other stronger. But in the beginning of your learning journey, when you are building your confidence and getting comfortable with speaking, fluency is more important. If you try to speak 100% correctly all the time, focusing on every single grammar rule before you speak, you will stop too much. You will hesitate. And this will hurt your confidence and make speaking feel like a difficult, impossible task, leading to frustration. But if you focus on fluency first, allowing yourself to speak freely and get your ideas out, even if they are not perfect, you will naturally learn accuracy step by step as you practice more and more. You will notice your own mistakes and learn from them. Improving naturally. Many people who speak English as their first language do not always speak with perfect grammar in everyday conversations, but they speak fluently and smoothly, and they are easily understood. This is why, when you learn English, you should first become comfortable with speaking, with getting your ideas out, and then, as you gain confidence and experience, you can work on improving your accuracy over time, refining your language, and making it more precise. Fluency is incredibly important in real-life conversations because real communication is not like a grammar test where you have unlimited time to think about every sentence and check every rule. When you talk to people, they do not wait for you to think about every single word or every grammar rule. They expect you to speak naturally and to keep the conversation going, to participate actively and smoothly, contributing to the flow. If you stop too much to think, if you hesitate frequently, the conversation will become difficult and awkward, and you may start to feel nervous and frustrated, which makes it even harder to speak. Imagine you are in a situation where you need to speak English, perhaps at work during an important meeting, or in school during a group project, or while traveling in a new country and asking for directions to a specific place. You want to ask a simple question, but you stop too many times to think about the right words, the correct grammar, the perfect pronunciation. The other person may lose interest, or become confused by your long pauses, or even walk away because the conversation is not flowing easily. But if you speak fluently, even with small mistakes, the conversation will continue smoothly, and your message will be understood. And that's the most important thing for effective communication. Fluency also helps you connect with people on a deeper level, building rapport, trust, and understanding. When you can speak comfortably and express yourself freely, you feel more confident, and others naturally enjoy talking to you, feeling more at ease and open. You do not need to be perfect to have a good conversation. Even if your grammar is not 100% correct, if you can express your ideas clearly and with confidence, people will understand you and appreciate your effort to communicate. Think about small children learning their first language. Do they always use perfect grammar from the very beginning? No, they make many mistakes. They say goed instead of went, or foots instead of feet. But they keep talking, they keep trying, and they learn naturally by speaking every day, without fear of judgment from their parents or friends. This is the same for English learners. The more you practice speaking without fear, the more fluent you will become. Fluency is not about speaking fast or using perfect grammar. It is about expressing your thoughts smoothly and confidently in real conversations. Fluency is more important than perfect grammar in the early stages because communication is the key goal. If you want to improve your fluency, do not be afraid of making mistakes. Embrace them as part of the learning process, as valuable lessons. Keep speaking, keep practicing, and your ability to speak fluently will get better over time. Remember, the goal is not perfection. The goal is communication. So from today, focus on speaking naturally and enjoying the process. Fluency is a journey, a continuous path, and every time you practice, you are getting better. You are moving forward. Becoming able to speak English fluently is a journey. And like any journey, Many learners face common problems along the way. These problems can slow down progress and make speaking English feel difficult, even frustrating and discouraging, making you want to give up. However, understanding these challenges is the first crucial step to overcoming them, to finding solutions that truly work for you and your unique learning style. In this section, we will talk about the 4 most common problems in speaking English fluently and how they affect your speaking skills. First, one of the biggest reasons learners struggle with fluency is the fear of making mistakes. This fear can be very powerful, almost paralyzing, stopping words before they even leave your mouth. Many English learners feel shy or nervous when speaking because they are deeply afraid of saying something wrong. They worry constantly about grammar, about their pronunciation, or about using the wrong words, imagining negative reactions from others, like laughter or judgment. They think, what if people laugh at me? Or, what if I sound silly or unintelligent? Or, what if I can't express my idea clearly and they misunderstand me? But here's the truth. A truth you must hold on to tightly. Making mistakes is a natural and absolutely necessary part of learning any new skill, especially a language. No one speaks a new language perfectly from the very beginning. Even people who speak English as their first language make mistakes when they talk in their own language. They stumble, or use informal language, or mispronounce words. The most important thing is communication, not perfection. Think about small children learning their first language. Do they always use perfect grammar? No, they make many, many mistakes. They combine words incorrectly, but they keep talking and learning naturally, without fear of judgment from their parents or friends. This is exactly how language learning works. If you stop yourself every time you think you might make a mistake, you will never get a chance to improve. You will remain stuck in silence, unable to progress. So what should you do? Change your mindset. Instead of being afraid of mistakes, see them as valuable learning opportunities, as feedback for growth. Every time you make a mistake, you are actually improving, because you are getting information about what to do differently next time. The more you practice, the fewer mistakes you will make in the future, and the more confident you will become. Confidence comes from speaking, from taking action, from trying, not from waiting for perfection. Second, another common problem is thinking too much before speaking. This is often called the inner translator. A little voice in your head trying to perfectly convert everything. Many learners try to create a perfect sentence in their head, translating word for word from their native language, before they say it out loud. They focus too much on grammar rules and finding the exact perfect vocabulary word, trying to construct a flawless sentence. And by the time they are ready to speak, the conversation has already moved on, and the moment to contribute is lost. This happens because English learners often rely on translating from their native language into English in their minds. When you do this, it significantly slows you down, creating a delay. Your brain needs time to find the right words, arrange them in a grammatically correct sentence, and then say them out loud. This complex process takes too much time and makes speaking feel stressful, unnatural, and very slow. People who speak fluently do not stop to think about every word. They just speak naturally, allowing their thoughts to flow directly into English without the intermediate translation step. The best way to fix this problem is to practice thinking directly in English. Try to stop translating in your head. Instead of thinking, "I want to say that the weather is nice today because the sun is shining and there are no clouds in the sky." Just try to express your idea in a simple, direct way. Like, "It's a beautiful day today." Keep it simple. When you stop overthinking and translating, you will feel more confident and speak more fluently. Third, many learners lack confidence when speaking English. This lack of belief in their own abilities can be a huge barrier, preventing them from even starting. They think, "My English is not good enough," or "I will never be able to speak like a native speaker. So why bother trying? It's hopeless." This negative thinking makes it much harder to speak fluently, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy where their fears become reality. Confidence is one of the most important parts of fluency. If you do not believe in yourself, if you doubt your ability, you will hesitate and stop speaking, even if you know the words and grammar. But the truth is, you do not need perfect English to be confident. Confidence comes from practice and experience, from doing something repeatedly and seeing small improvements over time. Think about something you are already good at. Maybe you can cook well, or play a sport, or use a computer easily. When you first started, you were not an expert. You made mistakes. But with practice, you became better and more confident. The same thing happens with English. The more you speak, the more confident you will become. To build confidence, practice speaking every day, even if it is just for a few minutes. Talk to yourself in English. Read aloud. Record your voice and listen to it. The more you hear yourself speak in English, the more comfortable you will feel with your own voice in the language. Confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you create through consistent action and self-belief. Fourth, and perhaps the biggest reason people struggle with fluency, is simple. They do not practice speaking enough. Many learners spend a lot of time reading, writing, and listening to English, which are all important skills. But they do not actively speak. They think, "I will start speaking when I know enough English," or "I need to learn more grammar first before I open my mouth." But this is a big mistake, a common trap that keeps learners from progressing. Speaking is a skill, just like swimming or playing the guitar. You cannot learn it just by watching videos or reading books. You have to do it yourself. You have to actively participate. You have to jump in the water and start moving. If you do not practice speaking, you will never learn to speak fluently. So how can you get more speaking practice? Even if you don't live in an English-speaking country or have many English-speaking friends. Here are some ideas. Find a speaking partner. Talk to a friend, a teacher, or a language exchange partner in English regularly, even for short periods, like 10 to 15 minutes a day. Join online conversation groups. Many websites and apps connect English learners around the world, creating a safe space for practice where everyone is in the same situation and understands your challenges. Talk to yourself if you have no one else to talk to. Practice alone. Describe what you see. Talk about your day, or say your thoughts out loud. Use the shadowing technique. Listen to people who speak English as their first language, and repeat what they say immediately after them, copying their pronunciation and rhythm. This trains your mouth and ears. Think in English. Try to describe things in English in your mind instead of using your native language. The more you practice speaking, the easier and more fluent it will become. Fluency is not about knowing English. It is about using English. Improving your ability to speak fluently takes time and consistent effort. But it is absolutely possible for everyone. The most common problems in speaking English fluently are fear of making mistakes. Remember, mistakes are part of learning. Thinking too much before speaking, stop translating, and start thinking in English. Lack of confidence. Confidence comes from practice, not from waiting for perfection. And not enough speaking practice. If you want to speak fluently, you have to speak more. The good news is, all of these problems have clear solutions, and you have the power to implement them right now. The more you practice, the more fluently and confidently you will speak. So don't be afraid. Start speaking today. Improving your ability to speak English fluently can and should be an enjoyable and engaging process when approached with creativity and enthusiasm. While traditional study methods, such as memorizing vocabulary lists and practicing grammar rules, are essential foundational steps, incorporating fun activities can make the learning experience significantly more effective, more memorable, and much more enjoyable. By using entertaining exercises like word games, singing English songs, watching movies with subtitles, storytelling, and describing pictures, learners can develop their speaking skills fluently and effortlessly. These activities help build confidence, improve pronunciation, and enhance comprehension, all while making the learning process exciting and dynamic, truly turning study into play. One of the most effective and interactive ways to enhance fluency is by playing word games and participating in speaking challenges. Games like Scrabble, where you build words, Boggle, where you find words quickly, and Taboo, where you describe words without using certain others, encourage learners to think quickly in English and expand their vocabulary in a fun, competitive environment. Additionally, engaging in tongue twisters, like "She sells seashells by the seashore," helps improve pronunciation and articulation, training your mouth muscles and making it easier to speak fluently and clearly. Speaking challenges, such as describing an object in 1 minute without pausing, or debating on a random topic with a friend, also push learners to think and express themselves spontaneously in English without hesitation. By integrating these interactive activities into your routine, learners can build their fluency while having fun and staying highly motivated. Singing English songs and learning lyrics is another incredibly enjoyable and effective method to improve fluency. Music naturally enhances language learning by reinforcing correct pronunciation, natural intonation patterns, and rhythm. By choosing your favorite English songs, listening to them repeatedly, and singing along, learners can internalize sentence structures and vocabulary effortlessly. almost without realizing they are studying. Karaoke sessions or using apps like Smool provide a fantastic platform to practice singing English songs while simultaneously improving pronunciation and building confidence in your voice. Additionally, analyzing song lyrics helps learners understand the meaning of phrases and idiomatic expressions, making it easier to incorporate them into daily conversations naturally. Singing is not only a fun activity, but also an excellent way to strengthen listening skills and develop a natural flow in speech. Watching movies or TV shows with English subtitles is a highly effective way to immerse oneself in the language while enjoying an engaging storyline. This method helps learners associate spoken words with written text, reinforcing vocabulary, spelling, and comprehension skills. Choosing movies or TV shows with clear dialogues and relatively simple language, such as animated films or sitcoms, makes the process easier and less overwhelming for beginners. Gradually, as your skills improve, learners can switch to watching without subtitles to further train their listening skills and challenge themselves to understand more. Additionally, pausing the movie to repeat lines or imitate accents can significantly improve pronunciation and boost confidence in speaking. Watching movies in English not only enhances fluency, but also exposes learners to different accents, cultural references, and conversational expressions commonly used by people who speak English as their first language, making their English more authentic and natural. Storytelling and describing pictures are fantastic exercises for developing fluency and creative thinking. Creating short, simple stories using new vocabulary words encourages learners to construct sentences confidently and express their thoughts without hesitation. Storytelling can be done individually, speaking to yourself, or in groups, where one person starts a story and others continue it, adding new twists and details. This exercise greatly enhances spontaneous thinking and improvisation skills, which are essential for fluent conversations. Similarly, describing pictures helps learners develop their descriptive vocabulary and improve their ability to form sentences quickly. Looking at a random image and narrating what is happening in it encourages learners to use adjectives, verbs, and prepositions effectively. These exercises not only improve fluency, but also boost creativity and self-expression in English, making the language truly your own. Incorporating fun activities into language learning makes the process more enjoyable and effective. Word games and speaking challenges enhance vocabulary and quick thinking, while singing English songs improves pronunciation and rhythm. Watching movies with subtitles strengthens listening and comprehension skills, and storytelling exercises foster creativity and confidence in speaking. Describing pictures sharpens observational and descriptive skills, making communication more fluent and natural. By consistently engaging in these activities, learners can develop fluency in an enjoyable and interactive manner. The key to language learning success lies in making it an exciting and immersive experience, ensuring long-term motivation and sustained progress in fluency. Improving your ability to speak English fluently is not an easy task. It is a journey that requires effort, patience, and dedication. But it is undoubtedly worth every single effort you put in. One of the most important factors in this journey is motivation. Without motivation, it can be incredibly hard to keep going, especially when you face challenges, when you feel tired, or when you make mistakes. In addition to motivation, consistency plays a key role in making real, lasting progress. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're busy. In this section, we will explore how to stay motivated, how to practice daily, and how to maintain consistency in your learning process. These are the twin keys to unlocking fluency, and with the right mindset, you can achieve your goals and enjoy every step of the way. First, stay motivated and practice daily. The first and most crucial step in improving your English fluency is to stay motivated. Motivation will drive you to practice regularly, even when you feel tired, frustrated, or discouraged. Without it, it can be easy to give up after a few days or weeks, letting your efforts fade away. But with the right mindset, you can push through challenges and keep making progress. Here are some tips to help you stay motivated. Find your why. Why do you truly want to learn English? Do you want to travel the world and speak to new people, exploring new cultures? Do you want to get a better job or a promotion in your career? Do you want to connect with more people from different cultures and backgrounds? Remind yourself of these deep reasons every time you feel tired or unmotivated. Write them down and look at them often, perhaps on a sticky note near your desk. Celebrate small wins. Every time you learn a new word, use a new phrase correctly, or complete a sentence without stopping. Celebrate it. Recognize your progress and give yourself credit for your efforts. This will keep you motivated to keep going. Seeing your improvements build up. Keep the end goal in mind. Imagine yourself speaking English confidently in front of others, having smooth conversations, expressing yourself freely and clearly. Picture yourself having a natural conversation with people who speak English as their first language, understanding and being understood effortlessly. Visualizing your success can keep you excited and focused on the journey. By staying motivated, you will be more likely to practice every day, which is absolutely essential for fluency. The more you practice, the more you will improve, creating a positive cycle of growth. Second, set small goals, like talking for 5 minutes a day. One of the most effective ways to stay motivated and avoid feeling overwhelmed is to set small, achievable goals. Large, distant goals like speak English fluently can feel overwhelming and impossible to reach quickly, making you feel like giving up. But breaking them down into smaller, manageable tasks makes them much more accessible and less intimidating. For example, set a goal to speak for just 5 minutes a day in English. This might sound easy, but those 5 minutes, done consistently every day, can make a huge difference over time. Building momentum. Here are some ideas for small, daily goals. Speak for 5 minutes a day. You can talk to yourself, practice with a friend, or even record yourself. The key is to speak, even if it's just for a short time. Learn 3 new words a day. Focus on words that you can use in real conversations, words that are relevant to your life. By the end of the week, you will have learned 21 new words, and by the end of the month, over 80. Listen to English for 10 minutes a day, whether it's a podcast, a YouTube video, or an audiobook. Listening regularly will help improve your fluency. Setting small goals keeps you on track and prevents you from feeling overwhelmed. Plus, when you reach a goal, you will feel a strong sense of achievement that motivates you to keep going. Building your confidence. Third, keep learning and enjoying the process. Learning English is a journey, not a race to a finish line where you must arrive first. It's important to enjoy the process and have fun with it. When you genuinely enjoy what you're doing, you will naturally be more motivated to practice, and it won't feel like a chore or a burden. Here's how to keep learning and enjoying the process. Make it fun. Learn in ways that you enjoy. If you love movies, watch English films with subtitles. If you enjoy music, listen to English songs and learn the lyrics. Make English a part of your hobbies and daily interests, integrating it seamlessly into your life. Stay curious. The more curious you are, the more you will want to learn and explore. Ask questions, explore new topics, and seek out new learning materials that spark your interest and imagination. Be patient with yourself. Fluency takes time. Don't be hard on yourself when you make mistakes. Instead, see them as opportunities to learn and grow, as valuable feedback. Celebrate every step of progress, no matter how small, because every step counts. If you continue to enjoy the process of learning English, it will never feel like a chore. You will want to practice every day and see your ability to speak fluently grow over time. Motivation and consistency are the two keys to mastering English speaking. By staying motivated, setting small goals, and enjoying the process, you will make steady progress and reach your goals. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep practicing, stay positive, and enjoy your journey. With patience and dedication, you will achieve fluency and feel more confident in your English skills. Keep going and believe in yourself. As we wrap up this podcast, I want to leave you with a few important reminders. Thoughts to carry with you long after this episode ends. Thoughts that can empower your journey. Speaking fluently takes time, and that's completely okay. It's a gradual process, like building a strong house brick by brick, or growing a mighty tree from a small seed. The key is to keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps may seem. Every day you practice, every new word you learn, every sentence you form, you're getting closer to your goal. It's not about rushing or comparing yourself to others, because everyone's journey is unique. It's about making consistent, steady progress over time, at your own pace, celebrating each small victory. It's incredibly important to be patient with yourself. Sometimes you may feel like you're not improving as fast as you'd like, or you might hit a plateau where progress feels slow and frustrating. But remember that every effort you put in is valuable, even the ones that feel difficult or seem to yield no immediate results. Even when you make mistakes, you are learning and growing. Every mistake is not a failure, but a valuable opportunity to do better next time, to gain new insight and refine your approach. So don't let frustration stop you. Keep practicing, keep showing up, and over time, you will absolutely see the improvements you are looking for, sometimes in ways you didn't even expect. Your progress might surprise you. Lastly, And perhaps most importantly, I want to encourage you with this thought. Believe in yourself. The journey of learning English may not always be easy. It will have its ups and downs, its challenges and its triumphs, its moments of doubt and its moments of breakthrough. But it's worth every effort, every moment of practice, every brave attempt. Your dreams of speaking fluently are within reach, closer than you think, waiting for you. Keep showing up every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Each day you speak, listen, and learn. You're one step closer to your fluency goals. Stay motivated, stay consistent, and above all, enjoy the journey. You've got this. You have the power within you. Keep practicing, and before you know it, you'll be speaking English confidently and fluently, expressing your true self to the world. Thank you for joining me today on this episode of English in Fluency. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next one.